Hey folks, we're back. Alan Graff here at Cattywampus Studios in Asheville. Continuing with Asheville Music and Revolution. This is episode 7. Last episode you saw us out on the streets, but here we're back in the studio, and today I have the pleasure of having as my guest Jack Miller. Jack, welcome to Asheville Music and Revolution.
Thanks, Alan.
And I met Jack when I first got here. I was cavorting around the guitar bar and listening to different people, and they have a Sunday jam. And Jack got up and started singing. I went, damn, this guy's got a voice. Man, he kills it. And so after it came out, we exchanged business cards, and I wanted to stay connected with him. So Jack, what you're doing now is you play both in Atlanta and in Asheville, right? You kind of go back and forth.
Mostly Athens, Georgia. And
Athens,
yeah,
okay.
And then
Sorry.
here. And so I love to play. So any chance I get, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And you have different combinations. Normally you're in a duo, right?
Correct. It seems like the venues lend themselves to that. And so around here. And also down in Georgia. So in Georgia, I play with a guy named Jim Green. Almost called him by his proper name, James, which is nobody will even know who that is.
Yeah.
But Jim Green, bass player, great keyboard player, great guitarist, and Jim and I have been together for many years and very tight, kind of Phil and Don and McCartney and Lennon kind of vocal sort of thing.
It's great.
So really enjoy playing with him, and so I have chance and options to be able to come up to the Asheville area quite often, and I would get here and go out and listen to music and kind of go, I'd love to go out here and play some too. So that local venue that you mentioned is a spot that we all really enjoy meeting other like-minded people and just have a great time. And so I've played with George Reeves a lot. Lately it's been with Paul McIntyre, and now I'm also playing with some other people as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
You, as I said when I first introduced you, when I heard you sing, I said, this guy has got the vocal cords I would die for.
You need to get out more.
Mom, why didn't you give me vocal cords like this?
No, well, thank you.
And so, how long have you been singing and playing music? Did you start young?
I was banned to the picnic table outside from my family when
Banned
I was 12 years old. It was kind of one of those things where if you're going to do that inside, we're not going to have that inside. So if you want to do that, you have to go outside. So I and the family dog spent a lot of time together, and just trying to getting better. Yeah, we did howling. We did not necessarily the moon, but
right.
a lot of that kind of thing, and had a lot of support and fun during my high school days and
Are
such.
you a Georgia boy?
I am. I was was born in Atlanta.
So what kind of music, when you were howling with the dog,
Yeah.
what kind of music did you start off
God,
playing?
man, from everything from Beatles. In fact, I would go.
I love the Beatles.
I would get these. Get a call from a very small elementary school. So I get a call from one of the girls down the street. Why don't you guys come up, or why don't you come up and listen and hang out with us? And so it was an opportunity to spend some time with the ladies. And I learned quickly that all they wanted to do is listen to Beatle records. And so I went, maybe I should look into this thing.
Yeah.
And so I did, and with Simon, Paul Simon and those guys, listened to a lot of that sort of stuff, and all of the Animals, all of that stuff.
I'm just curious, being a Beatle freak, and also my wife's a Beatle fan too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I met her, it was my second wife.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Do you like the Beatles?" And at first, I said, "Is that a deal breaker?"
Probably
she
would have
said,
been.
"Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I love the
Yeah,
Beatles.
right.
Let's get together."
Yeah.
Who's between McCartney, Harrison, and Lennon? Who's your favorite?
There isn't.
There isn't.
No, it can't be. I mean, if you really are a student of those guys, you recognize all of their talents, especially even Ringo. Goodness gracious,
Ringo.
I mean, I mean, I mean, I know you've done your homework as well, and you know that what happened when Ringo first sat in with those guys. They went, "Oh
Right.
my God, this is it."
Right.
So, I mean, so I really have a lot of respect for all of them. Just amazing musicians that just kind of happen together. And you know, I know all the story about the double-decker bus and Paul introducing John or
Yeah.
introducing George to John and all that. So, um, it just depends on the mood, and you have a lot of respect for all of their talent. I mean,
Yeah.
collectively, it's amazing. You know.
So I want to make sure I focus on you
Oh well, thank you.
because you're the guest here. You started at 12, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but
Yeah.
you've been
A long
you've been
time.
playing music all your life, I
Yep.
assume, right? And
Yep.
do you ever take any breaks from it or no?
Not really. I mean, I was with a group, and we were signed with United Artists during. Oops, sorry about that. I should have. I apologize for that. Okay, so the my thoughts went away. Anyway, I was signed with United Artists during the Urban Cowboy days,
Yeah.
and played a lot of stages with a lot of acts that you know would be familiar with, and all did a lot of touring, and then from there, I decided that marriage and kids and family and all that, so it really didn't stop playing, but I slowed down playing, and I kind of focused back on family life. And
Sure.
knowing that there would be a day when the kids were growing up and I would get back, and so that's where I'm at now. Just
That's
having
great. So you did tour. You toured
Oh, yeah, yeah.
with bands or by yourself? or-
Christy Lane, if you know who that is, she was a country artist. She had a big hit, One Day at a Time, and so we were with her. We were also Miller and Green, Jim Green and myself, and several other musicians that we kind of brought to Nashville with us. But yeah, we were on a bus and know all about the touring, you know, and getting up, waking up from your bunk inside the bus and finding a men's room to take a kind of a splash bath with, and trying to
Yeah.
smell which clothes smell good enough to put on for the night, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're family man. You kind of retired from.
You kind of, yeah. I still.
And you playing music, and I looked at some of your itinerary. A lot of us musicians would die for the amount of gigs you do. You do maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gigs a month, right? Maybe even more.
No,
sometimes.
that's about right. Maybe
Yeah.
that may be pushing it a little bit right now. As the winter comes, you know, some of the venues don't have the ability to accommodate you because some of these things are outside or they're weather controlled.
Yeah.
But yes, I do. I worked really hard at it, and again, to be a successful musician, you actually have to be a pretty good salesman. You know, you're going to have to go get the gigs. You can't sit
Right.
around and wait and all that.
You
and,
can't sit around
yeah,
and wait.
Yeah. You've got
All
to
right.
go
Well,
out there.
musicians, you heard it from
Yeah.
somebody who's gigging. This is how you do it.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to try.
Let me ask you this: a lot of people talk about paying your dues, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you always tell yourself when you're playing for one person in a dark bar and everybody else is
Oh,
either
yeah.
drunk or not listening
Right.
to you. When you're playing, do you play for yourself, or do you try to connect with people? You know, how do you approach performance?
I really rarely ever play anything less than 100%. And the reason is that I know that I am my worst critic. And I know that if I can please myself, if I don't do anything but take that home with me, I'm okay.
Okay.
So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah,
I
I agree with that. I go along with that too. I'm like,
Yeah.
if there's a mouse, I'm playing for
Yeah.
the mouse and me.
I have played hundreds, maybe thousands of hotel lounges that nobody's there.
Yeah.
You know, if there is somebody there, they're not really paying attention to you. You're just basically, I call it wallpaper. You're basically just the wallpaper.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have live music because they had a thing outside that said they did. So you just happen to be that. And you're getting paid. But you're also, it's an opportunity for you to groom your, you know, professionalism and your talent. I mean, it's,
Right.
you know, when you're not playing, you know, everybody sounds pretty good, you know, with the door closed inside your bedroom. You know, I mean, but you've got to
in the
get out
shower.
there. Yeah, yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
one of the things I do when I engage the audience, I go, "Who's ever out there? Show of hands that's ever sang in the shower." And usually, I get
Yeah.
people, you know, who out there has ever enjoyed a birthday in their life. you know.
Yeah. So you play both covers and you write your own
I do.
material.
Yeah. I learned.
So we're going to get to your music here pretty quickly.
Sure.
And when you write, how do you write? Do you? A lot of people ask me this because I'm a songwriter.
Right.
too.
I knew you are. Good.
Do you come up with the idea first? Do you have a purpose? If it's like a jingle, you're hired to do something. How do you come up with? Do you come up with the words and music at the same time? Do you have a certain methodology in songwriting?
It really it kind of manifests what happens. It just shows up.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that that I'm a soothsayer or anything. I'm just saying that what happens for me, and again that's all I can answer for, is because I think it's different for all of us. But for me, it could be a lick. It could be many times I wake up in the morning with a melody.
Yeah.
And so I'll go down and kind of grunt it out with, the heart bronchioles all messed up and stuff. But I know what I'm trying to do when I play it back.
Yeah.
And thank God for tech today, and just hit the little recorder, and you can grab it. And from there, I might get some coffee and and then go back down and listen to what I did and went, oh yeah, okay, right. And then sometimes between that, you may try to flavor with some particular chord progression. And you may marry a chord progression that you were working on, that you had as a piece that you kept. Because I've got, instead of everything being a scrap of paper, I have a billion scrap of recorded little audio bites.
Oh, okay. That's great.
And as a result of that, I can kind of remember, what might work with each other.
Right.
And so I'll try to put something together like that. And so, but I never force anything. One of the things I haven't done a lot of it lately, but I'm a runner, and so when I'm out running, it's such a cleansing thing. A lot of times I'll be in time, and so as I run, I'm thinking, and a lot of times lyrics, especially when I'm finishing a song.
Do you ever record it? Do you have a recorder with you when you're running?
No. But what I do,
you remember.
Again, you talk about John and Paul. I won't go into great depth because you know all this probably, but they used to get together, and when they were kids, and the rule was, if we can remember this tomorrow, it's worthy. So
you got a couple of tunes you want to do for us?
I sure do.
I'm going to have you play a couple by yourself, and then maybe I'll come around and feebly join you and see what I can add.
I'm counting on it.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take off right here for a second and why don't you introduce each tune, okay?
I will. Is a song that I wrote. I'll try to be quick about this. So I've been invited to play with a fellow musician, and he wanted me to come by and play my guitar for him on stage. I did. We did. It all worked out great. When we were done, I'm sitting at a picnic table after the job, and I'm enjoying their company, and they meaning the fellow that asked me to play, and his family. I learned by just being quiet and drinking my beer and eating my hamburger that their family was very young, because the son-in-law had, after hearing the daughter be upset for so many years, decided to take it in his own hands to find her father. Her father was, she wanted to know who her father was. 23andMe later, and a lot of research, he located the fellow. And so the fellow that he located was the father, obviously, of the daughter, and he met his grandchild and all this for the first time. So, and I've sped through that story, but I think you kind of get the gist of it. So I'm hearing this, and I'm hearing some of the verbiage going, honey, that's him. You look at his hair. Look at his smile. I'm telling you, that's your daddy. And it inspired me to write this song. Hey baby, come here quick, look at what I found. Says he lives in Lafayette, wasn't that your mama's hometown? Looks like he's got your pretty smile, and even your baby blues. Look at that auburn hair. You know, it sure looks a lot like you. Well, let's call him up, I'll dial the phone. We can just say hello. Well, I know it's tough, but baby, come on, else you'll never know. Well, I know how long you've waited and all the struggles you've been through. Well, you're walking around with a hole in your heart. Yeah, you're missing a part of you. Well, excuse me, but do you remember a lady named Sarah McGuire? Well, I understand you might be the man that once set her heart on fire. But before you jump to conclusions, you know I ain't got no illusions. Well, I just want to know that I'll let you go. I'll be on my way. Well, at first, there wasn't no answer. Yeah, there wasn't no sound at all. Then a voice come on the phone, said, you know I've been meaning to call. See, I've often wanted to know how Miss Sarah might be getting along. Well, we lost her about a year ago. The good Lord come and took her home. Well, they both just took to crying. Tears feel like a hard rain. And there wasn't no use in trying. Be like trying to stop a train. Him thinking about all the things that might have been, now would never be. And but her just happy to finally find the missing part of the family. Well, I hear tell invitations in the mail come along Thanksgiving Day. And I know them two got lots to work through, and I sure hope they find their way. They say all you need is love, but there ain't no guarantees. At least now I know I belong to you, and you belong to me. Yeah, you belong to me. All right, Alan, would you join me on this next tune?
Sure. That was awesome, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Thank
very
you.
touching tune.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know these tunes, so I'm making
That's okay.
excuses for myself.
You're such a great player, you can just hook right in there. You'll figure it out.
You have more confidence in me than I have for myself.
This is a song I saw Lyle Lovett on the Austin City Limits one time. And I said, you know, I want to write a Texas swing, you know, it's got that Texas thing to it.
Yeah.
So this is my attempt for that. And anyway, it's in this key G.
Okay.
Yeah, oh mama, she's in the kitchen cooking. Papa's in the backyard chopping wood. Lord, that woman of mine is so good looking. Baby, what'd you put in that pot that smells so good? Little bit of this, little bit of that. Can't you see that's my recipe tonight? Little bit of this and that. Get yourself a little bit of fatback pretty soon. Everything gonna be alright. Yeah, well, cornbread and black-eyed peas. Mama, pass those biscuits, please. Sure enough, honey, seem to have a lot. Baby, what'd you tell me you put in that pot? Little bit of this, little bit of that. 'Cause I see that's my recipe for life. Little bit of this and that. Get yourself a little bit of fat back, pretty soon everything gonna be alright. Now, if you'll do me a favor. When you can't stop your toes from tapping, think you might just have heard this song before. Though that's when your hands become clapping, and then your feet, they be falling out on the floor. Little bit of that. Can't you see that's my recipe for life? Little bit of this and that. Get yourself a little bit fat back. Pretty soon everything will be alright. Pretty soon everything gonna be alright. Yeah, pretty soon everything gonna be alright.
All right.
That's a fun song.
Fun.
Yeah. So here's a song. When I saw Uptown Funk, I heard that Bruno admitted that he and his cohorts had been working on this song for years. I had no idea that song took forever. They would approach it and they would throw it away, bring it back up, and work on it again sometime. So it finally turned into what it obviously a pretty big hit for him. So this song has morphed over the years too. Jim Green, and the fellow I mentioned earlier, and I have put this together and have played it live a million times.
Yeah.
And so it finally
You keep
morphed.
changing it.
Well,
every time,
we about got it now.
Yeah,
we feel
okay.
pretty good about it. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit longer solo than we normally do. I'll go to.
Now I'm scared.
No, we'll do from 1. We'll go to 4, and then 5, and then back to 1. Okay.
All right.
I usually just do 1 and back out again.
All right.
But since I have such a great guitar player, I'm just going to. So this is a song called "One Side or the Other," and it starts off like this. You want your life to be nice. You ain't willing to pay the price. You want your rainbows for free. It ain't gonna happen, baby. So you better listen to me. There's an eye for an eye, a 10 for a tooth. Baby, that's the truth. Don't criticize what you don't understand. You might be trying to find yourself another man. We on one side or the other. There ain't no in between. You say you don't understand me, girl, yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you're on the inside or the outside, whichever way you do. One side singing a love song, and the other side be singing blues. Well, it wasn't but just the other day you thought you were alone. I came in through the back door and I caught you on the phone. Yeah, you were speaking real low, talking real nice. You better listen up the first time, so I ain't gonna be telling you twice. I don't know what it means when you look that way. Your eyes roll back inside your head, mama, can't you hear me say you on one side or the other? There ain't no in between. You say you don't understand me, girl, but you know I mean. You on the inside or the outside, whichever way you choose. One side singing love songs and the other side is singing blues. Well, then I give you all my money, then I give you all my time. Oh, listen to me, honey, time to make up that mind. You've been hanging out all night, I can't even get you on the phone. No, that ain't right. Leave me all alone, one side or the other, there ain't no in between. You say you don't understand me, baby, but you know what I mean. You on the inside or the outside, whichever way you choose. One side singing love songs and the other side be singing blues. One side sings the love songs and the other side sing blues. One side sing the love song, the side sing, sing blues. Oh baby, you're singing the blues, singing the blues. Singing the blues. Fun.
All right.
Cool.
Jack Miller, thanks for coming, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you for showing up at Cattywampus Studios today and Asheville Music and Revolution. We're going to have more people. Hey, if you're a musician out there and you like this show, send me a DM. I'm learning these new phrases here. The hip phrase is DM me.
Better than BM, just say.
DM me, and we've got a great engineer here, Charlie Shue, who's been out on the road himself. He's a fantastic musician, by the way.
Yes.
And also a great engineer. So if you like what you're seeing, let everybody know, like us, follow us, whatever. And we'll be back probably in a few weeks with something new. Take care and be peaceful and truthful. Alan out.